I think one of my favorite parts about 28 Years Later is the fact that I really overall did not have any clue what to expect when I walked into this movie. You might think that the trailer gave you a vibe of what you're going to be getting, but trust me, it did not. It has been 18 years since 28 Weeks Later, and 23 years since the original movie 28 Days Later came out. I still remember seeing that trailer in cinemas. That series really did take off. That first movie really did grab cult classic status and established a very loyal fan base that have been eagerly awaiting this long overdue sequel. With Danny Boyle back in the director's chair and Alex Garland back in the writing chair, we now have the exact same duo that we had from that first movie. Does that mean that this movie is a slam dunk? Let's talk about it. Okay, so 28 Years Later stars Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ray Fiennes, and Alfie Williams. This movie takes place, wait for it, 28 years after that first infection broke out in 28 Days Later. I bet you guys could not have figured that out. But it's just a little Easter egg that the director threw in the title just so, you might put two and two together. And since that time, the zombies have evolved in ways that you might not expect, including most of them losing their clothing. And man, did you see some dongs in this movie. This film actually has a fairly simple plot, and I don't want to cover any kind of spoilers for this movie, so I think it's best to basically just say that this is a sequel to 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later. The world has had a zombie outbreak. These zombies are very different than what you've seen typical zombie movies. These are not slow-moving zombies. These are very fast zombies. They have something called rage. There's been a quarantine. This place has been quarantined because of this infection. That's really all you need to know going in, and I'm not going to tell you any more about the plot. Now, I'm not going to call myself one of those die-hard fans of this series. I've seen both of these movies, but it has been a hot minute, like a 15-year hot minute at least. And because of that, and not having time to go back and watch those original movies, I was worried that I was going to feel extremely lost with this movie. But much to my dismay, you really don't need to know very much. You just know that there's zombies. That's all you need to know, which is perfect news for people who, like moi, have not seen that movie in a coon's age. You don't even really need to go on YouTube and watch a recap video if you don't want. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna go with the flow. Now let's talk about this cast, because I think this is a pretty solid cast, and my favorite actor in this movie, well, it's not probably who you might think. It's this kid Alfie Williams who plays Spike in this movie, and man oh man did this kid deliver. He did every bit as good as his older, more experienced counterparts, and I really enjoyed his character. I did not know how much of this movie was going to revolve around him. He really is a big character in this movie. A lot of responsibility is put on his shoulders, and he really does a rock solid job. I cared about him. I was rooting for him. I was worried for him. I think that this kid has a bright future ahead of him, and he did awesome. We also get some tremendously great moments from Jodie Comer, who plays Ilsa, Spike's mom. She is another really solid actress. I was sitting there looking at her for a while thinking, damn, why does this woman look so familiar? I think that might be Jodie Comer. I looked it up when I got home, and it's Jodie Comer. And of course, we got Ray Fiennes, aka Lord Voldemort, in this movie, and he never really disappoints, does he? Did anyone expect anything that was not exceptional from this guy? He actually has some of the best scenes in this movie, and as a matter of fact, one of the most gut-wrenching, tear-jerking moments of this film involved Ray Fiennes' character. He brings the feels. There's a scene, I'm just telling you, it stuck with me. It was very good. When I reviewed Craven last year, I was talking about how I just don't really think Aaron Taylor Johnson has ever wowed me as an actor. But I guess I can say I did believe him as somebody who's been living in this zombified world for most of his life. He really had that hardened exterior, that mentality of, oh, you gotta do this way, you gotta do that way. He's almost a little bit lacking in empathy and emotion, you know, because of that world that he's living in. So I did believe that part of his character, so I guess he did pretty solid at portraying that. This is a very solid film. I really did enjoy this movie quite a bit, and one of the things I think works out best about this movie happens to be something that I think some people are going to take issue with, and that is the fact that this is not necessarily an action-packed movie. There's not tons of, you know, zombie kills going on every 5 minutes. There is a lot of slower moments in this movie, so some might call it boring, but I think that those moments are what makes this movie so great, because you get to spend time enjoying this beautiful world. Sure, there's you know, zombies that are naked all over the place, but there's also these beautiful serene scenes. Danny Boyle really does a great job bringing you into this world and making it feel very real, very lived in. You feel like this is a place that if I jumped on a plane right now, I could go and I would see this exact place and maybe even some zombies. So I liked that part about the movie. I liked the slower pace that it took. But I can tell that there's a certain type of audience that is gonna be like, more killing, where's the killing? And those people, I don't know how you're gonna feel. Now, is this as good as that original first movie? I can't tell you, because I haven't seen that first movie in a long time. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm sure that people with their nostalgia, you know how nostalgia is, when people have that going on in their head, there's really not much anybody can do to sway that. They are going to stand by saying that original one was the best one and nothing will ever compete. And so that's probably going to be the general mentality with this movie. People are probably going to feel like it's a really good movie, but it's not the best movie. It's not as good as the original. And to them, I say, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I really liked this movie. To me, this movie is a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed the performances. I really thought that this world, the way Danny Boyle directed it, and this sharp writing is really brilliant. And there's some moments in this movie that were actually quite emotional. More emotional than I was really expecting or prepared to experience. So this is it. This is that sequel that everyone has been waiting on. We've been waiting 23 years. Well, not really. We've been waiting 18 years. 23 years since Danny Boyle came and joined us and introduced us, but 18 years since the last one. So we've been waiting 18 years. Is this sequel going to live up to everything everyone wants? I'm really thinking it should, but put your thoughts on this movie in the comments and let me know what you think of it. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button and also that subscribe button. They're very close to each other. If you do it right at the same time, it's just going to be way more convenient. Later.